Hello and welcome to today's meditation where we'll be emphasizing self-acceptance, being able to accept where we are in life, what our bodies look like, our thoughts, our emotions, the life situation that we find ourselves in, everything that makes up our life experience is what we're going to try to accept in the next 10 minutes. So it's a pretty big task. But really, we're just going to be sitting here and trying to accept what is here. We're so often critical of ourselves, and it can negatively impact our self-worth and our mood and how we interact with others. So I think it's important to periodically take the time to accept where we currently are. So with that, if you haven't already, find a comfortable spot. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, and let us begin. So let's start off by taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly and chest. And once you're full of air, let it out. Do this a couple times at your own pace. Deep breaths in and out. And then allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. And see how you're feeling. Maybe tired, hungry, sad, neutral, happy. You might have an ache in your right foot, like I do right now, because I've been sitting here for a bit. Whatever's here, any sensation we are feeling, let this be the first act of acceptance. Accepting all bodily sensations. We can move our attention to accept the sounds we're hearing. The sounds that are in the room. The sounds coming from this video. The sound of wind is strong where I am. You may be able to hear that. Now, likely, By now, you've had thoughts come up. This happens all day long. Sometimes these thoughts are critical of ourselves. In meditation, it may be, why am I having thoughts? Why am I having any kinds of thoughts? Why can't I concentrate? I invite us to accept even these thoughts. We're often so hard on ourselves. So critical in the way we talk to ourselves, on how we do things, how we feel, how we look. Comparing ourselves to others. Telling ourselves we're not good enough. And even all these things that we may do to ourselves. Can we even forgive ourselves for doing this kind of critical nature? And just let this be. Everything is okay as it is. If you lose track of the breath or whatever you may be paying attention to, let's try to accept that as well. No thing is out of place. Now you can place your attention from your breath, what you're paying attention to, and repeat after me. I accept myself for where I currently am in my life. I currently accept myself for where I am in my life. I may have negative thoughts towards myself, but I accept them for what they are, just thoughts. I accept that I have negative thoughts about myself, but I accept them for just what they are, thoughts. I accept the fact I may be critical of myself in the future. I accept the fact that I may be critical of myself in the future. All right. As the meditation comes to a close, begin to bring awareness back to the body, into the room. You may wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes. So from this meditation, you may be able to see that with self-acceptance, what may be even more important than not having self-critical thoughts, because that is quite common, but what may be more important is that even we accept that we have them and are aware of them to begin with. And as we become more aware of our negative self-talk, over time, the more likely it's possible that we don't have them as much. But even if we do, we accept them. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Thank you.